Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show, brought to you by these fine sponsors. The Kansas Auto Racing Museum at Chapman, Kansas, because today's stars are tomorrow's legends. Grail Engine Technology, design that will change the world. Belleville Motorsports, providing safe, fast, and affordable race cars for national champions and feature winners all across America. Advanced Engine and Machine of Salina, a full-service racing shop providing complete engines, parts, and services for winners.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, this week we sent Mike Kraft up to Belleville for the Midget Nationals. It's the 36th running of the Midget Nationals. And they had a good field of cars, and I'm anxious to see who wins that race because Mike Kraft loves going up to Belleville, and I know that he does an excellent job with the filming, always seems to get the good interviews, and those cars are fast up there.
They're very fast at Belleville, and there's some tough guys in the field this year. You got Hines and Darland, and there's some very good midgets that's going to be racing.
Yeah, there will be. You know, we had a lot of rain right before the Midget Nationals.
Well, I call Belleville the City of Angels.
Why?
We changed it. It's not L.A. anymore. It's Belleville.
Belleville, City of Angels?
It's City of Angels. I was there racing the vintage cars about 2 days before the midget guys were scheduled to come in, and that track was so wet that they had to take the road grader and a big John Deere to pull the road grader and pull all that clay down to the infield. I mean, a foot of mud and stuff all the way down to the infield. They gave us a good track to run on, and then to put all of that back in a short period of time meant there was a miracle there, and these guys operating that equipment had to be angels. They didn't look very angelic to me, but they were angels, no doubt, to get that done. These guys are going to have an excellent racetrack to run on.
You know, we have, each of us have a good history at Belleville. I had the track record at Belleville in the late models for a while. You came along and broke that.
Crushed it,
yeah, just shattered it by 1/10 of a second or something, and then Clayton Peterson broke it, and of course Doug Wolfgang knocked about 5 seconds off of it.
He was driving a different car than we were.
Yeah, he was. But that's an awfully good track, and we're going to go to Belleville for the 36th Midget Nationals. So come back right after break. We'll see you then at Belleville.
Here is the way they'll line up for the first heat race, 8 laps. Top 2 immediately to the feature. Here's the front row occupied by the 7A of Dalton Armstrong from Newcastle, Indiana. The 67 of Tanner Thorson will start second. Christopher Bell inside of row number 2, and Rico Abreu on the outside of the second row. Jeff Stassa and Darren Hagan will occupy row number 3. And the fourth row, Garrett Hood in the 11H and Chet Gerke in the 11C. That's the 8-lap lineup for race number 1 here tonight.
Both Abreu and Bell have multiple wins this season. Bell, of course, 3 national midget wins, a win in Beloit, Kansas. Abreu has 2 national midget wins. And we're green. Christopher Bell with a great start as Tanner Thorson did not take off at a turn number 4, so Bell, your leader, down the backstretch. Christopher Bell right through the middle of the track. Abreu looks to the inside, side by side with Dalton Armstrong. Rico Abreu looking for second. Abreu up to second. Christopher Bell, your leader, third. Dalton Armstrong, fourth. Darren Hagan, your top 5 with Tanner Thorson. Of course, your top 2 going to lock into a pole match. 6 cars going out of heat racing action to race for your top 3 rows in tonight's main event. Track locked down right through the middle of the track here at the Belleville High Banks as Abreu tries to work the low line out of turn number 2 through turns 3 and 4. Christopher Bell moves just a little bit higher on the track as Abreu tries to track him down. 3 laps in the books, 5 remain in heat race number 1. Christopher Bell, Abreu, Dalton Armstrong, Darren Hagan. Hagan pinches off the corner there through turns 3, turns it sideways, now sets his sight on the 3rd spot with Dalton Armstrong in front of him. Armstrong back to the cushion. That's about 3/4 of the way up the track. As Hagan, 3 car lengths away from Dalton Armstrong down the backstretch through turns 3 and 4. Christopher Bell leads lap number 5. Rico Abreu second, third Dalton Armstrong, fourth Darren Hagan, your top 5 with Tanner Thorson. Armstrong still holding on to third as Abreu now works the low line through turns 3 and 4. 6 laps in, 2 remain in heat race number 1 as Bell pulls away from Rico Abreu. Of course, Abreu, your winner Thursday. Bell looking for his first win here at the Belleville High Banks with his second visit here tonight. The final night of the Belleville Midget Nationals. White flag waving. The white flag waves for Christopher Bell, Rico Abreu second, third, Dalton Armstrong fourth, Darren Hagan, Tanner Thorson right behind Darren Hagan. Through turns 3 and 4, checkered flag waving. Winner of heat race number 1 goes to the current points leader, Christopher Bell. Second goes to Rico Abreu. Third going to be Dalton Armstrong. Fourth, Darren Hagan, your top 5, Tanner Thorson. Sixth goes to Chet Gerke. Seventh goes to Garrett Hood. And eighth goes to Jeff Stassa. So heat race number 1 in the books. Your winner from Norman, Oklahoma, coming out of turn number 4. How about it? Give it up for Christopher Bell and winner in heat race number 1.
I'm Ken Tatro, and you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show on my favorite network.
Fremont, California's Shane Golovic on the front row. Quinter, Kansas, car number 45X, C.J. Johnson. To the inside of row number 2, a 2-time Belleville Midget National Champion, Brian Clausen. To the outside, your winner last night in the Traxxas Silver Crown Series, Tracy Hines. Inside the third row from Norco, California, car number 62, Ronnie Gardner. Bobby East, former Belleville Midget National Champion, to the outside of row number 3. Johnny Murdoch, Patrick Stassa, your field. Heat race number 2, we're green. Golovic gets a great start, slides up the track. C.J. Johnson crosses over side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Bobby East pulls into the infield. We stay green here in heat race number 2. C.J. Johnson on the low line, side by side for the lead between Golovic, C.J. Johnson at the line. Shane Golovic leads lap number 1. Brian Clausen nose to tail, making it 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Clausen looks to the inside of C.J. Johnson through turns 3 and 4 now. Clausen back to the top side. 4 in the fluff as they call it. Look at Tracy Hines. Hines looks to the inside. Tracy Hines, Brian Clausen now side by side for the third spot. Clausen crosses over. Now back to the inside of Tracy Hines. C.J. Johnson doing a good job trying to put his car into the pole dash this evening as the top second, third, fourth place cars right now battle for a transfer spot into the pole dash. Car slowing out of turn number 4. Car number 62, Ronnie Gardner. And the caution flag will wave. Two laps complete of the 8, so we have 6 remaining in heat race number 2. Your leader, Shane Golovic, with a great start off the front row in heat race number 2.
39-24. Alright, guys, tighten them up, tighten them up.
Lights are out. We're going green. 6 laps remaining. Shane Golovic, C.J. Johnson, Brian Clausen, Tracy Hines, and Patrick Stassa. The remaining cars here in heat race number 2. Can Golovic transfer onto the pole dash as well as C.J. Johnson? Or the veterans, Clausen and Tracy Hines behind him, get it? We're green. Clausen gets a great start. Nose to tail there down the front stretch as Clausen looks to the outside of C.J. Johnson. Second spot belongs to Brian Clausen. Johnson back to the inside, battles side by side for the second spot. Here comes Tracy Hines. Hines back to the outside, looking for third. Shane Golovic, Brian Clausen, Tracy Hines. Now C.J. Johnson back to the 4th spot at the line. Clausen closes in on Shane Golovic down the backstretch. Through turns 3 and 4. Track widening just a little bit. Up to about 3/4 the way up the track is the cushion as Shane Golovic rides the cushion through turns 1 and 2. Hines, look at Tracy Hines, looks to the inside, battle for the second spot and a transfer onto the pole dash as Hines shows the nose on Brian Clausen. Clausen's going to go back to the top side through turns 3 and 4. Johnson there as well. 4-car battle now for the lead as we come out to number 4. Hines back to the inside. Tracy Hines going to sneak to the inside. He moves up the second. Clausen messes up on the cushion there out of turn number 2. Tracy Hines now into a pull dash position as Shane Golovic sits in the lead right now. Great racing in heat race number 2. 6 laps in. 2 remain as Tracy Hines looks to the inside, side by side again. Back this time for the lead with Shane Golovic. Hines back to the cushion through turns 3 and 4. Nose to tail. Hines on the hammer out of turn number 4. The white flag waves. One more trip around the Belleville High Banks. Who's going to transfer on as Brian Clausen gets ahead of steam through turns 1 and 2. Tracy Hines now nose to tail with Shane Golovic. Trine's going to try it one more time. Side by side. Here comes the slide down from Tracy Hines. He'll slide up. Golovic's going to cross back over. Who's going to get Tracy? 2. Second belongs to Shane Golovic. Third goes to Brian Clausen. Fourth, CJ Johnson. Top 5 with Pat Stassa.
This is Scotty Anderson. You're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
Here's the lineup for the third heat now. On the pole will be Cody Brewer in car number 96 from Choctaw, Oklahoma, with his big cheering section right down below us. On the outside of the front row from Carl's Junction, Missouri, 11A, Andrew Felker. Jerry Coons Jr. will start third on the inside of the second row with another big fan following. He's in car number 63. And the guy who won hot laps, Dave Darlin, in car 17 from Lincoln, Indiana, will start outside of the second row. Row number 3, driver from Pocahontas, Illinois, and the 5D is Zach Dahm. And on the outside of the third row, local driver Randy Boyer in car 69. He's from Belleville. And the fourth row, number 7C, Danny Stratton from Riverside, California. Danny subbing for Caleb Armstrong. And on the outside of the fourth row, Evan Pardo.
2 more spots left to go in the pole dash, and we might be green. We stay green in heat race number 3. We head down the backstretch. Andrew Felker to the top side. Look at Dave Darlin. Darlin side by side for the lead. Darlin looking great already in car number 17. Darlin nose to tail with Andrew Felker side by side for the lead. Here comes the people's champ, Dave Darlin on the move. Jerry Coons Jr. now third, fourth, Zach Dahm. Dahm's going to look to the inside of Coons. Battle for the second spot, but look at the battle for the lead out of turn number 4. Dave Darlin leads lap number 2 as he slides over, crosses over between Andrew Felker. Felker looks back to the inside. Pull dash on the line, and Dave Darlin showing he's the class of the field as he was in hot laps. He's already your leader in heat race number 3. Andrew Felker second, third Jerry Coons Jr., fourth Zach Dahm, your top 5 with Danny Stratton. Sixth, it's Cody Brewer. That's your top 6. Through turns 3 and 4, Darlin is setting a blistering pace up front in car number 17. That last lap was 17.177, 104.789 miles an hour. The fastest track we have seen, the fastest lap we have seen all evening from Dave Darlin. Andrew Felker second, third Jerry Coons Jr., fourth Zach Dahm. So race trim right now. Dave Darlin is the class of the field. Through turns 1 and 2, Darlin your leader. Felker second, Coons trying to reel him in. About 7-8 car lengths behind Andrew Felker as he moves to the bottom line through turns 3 and 4. Felker back to the cushion through turns 3 and 4. Coons looks for it through turns 1 and 2. Seeks for the cushion, now finds it as he heads down the backstretch. Through turns 3 and 4. We'll see 7 laps in, white flag waving for Dave Darlin out of turn number 4. Andrew Felker second. Can he hold on to the final pole dash position with one more trip around the Belleville High Banks as Coons reels him in, now down to a 4-car length down the backstretch. Through turns 3 and 4, the people's champ from Lincoln, Indiana is going to win heat race number 3. Second's going to go to the outlaw Andrew Felker. He's going to hold on for a pole dash position. Third's going to go to Jerry Coons Jr. Fourth, Danny Stratton, your top 5 with Zach Dahm. So heat race 3 in the book, your final 2 positions in pole dash on the line, and your winner from Lincoln, Indiana, how about it, the people's champ, Dave Darlin.
had a lap at 104.800 during that heat race. He is going to be very, very good to watch in the feature. Dave Darlin, car 17 wins, Felker second.
Christopher Bell, Tracy Hines, Dave Darlin, Rico Abreu, Shane Golobic, and Andrew Felker. The 6 cars in pole dash this evening. Again, where they finish is where they'll start. Tonight's 50-lap main event, so it's a key part of the racing action tonight. This race right here for 6 laps the distance around the Belleville High Banks. We creep through turns 3 and 4. Side by side this time as Hines a little bit ahead of Bell, but we're a little bit more even that time. We're green. Abreu looks to the inside 3 wide with Dave Darlin, Christopher Bell on the top side as well. The 2 Keith Coons Motorsports cars battling side by side. Abreu going to try to slide to the inside of Christopher Bell. They go side by side again. Rico Abreu's going to lead lap number 1. Christopher Bell back to the inside, side by side again with Bell and Abreu. Darlin now 3rd, 4th Tracy Hines, 5th Andrew Felker. Through turns 3 and 4, Abreu working the low line. Bell right through the middle of the track as Darlin sits 3rd right now. 2 laps in, 4 remain. Bell back to the high line through turns 1 and 2. Gets a great run. He closes in on Rico Abreu side by side for the lead. Christopher Bell shot out of a cannon down the backstretch. He's your leader. Abreu back to the inside. Bell getting all momentum he can through turns 1 and 2. The last time he's your leader in the pole dash. Abreu 2nd. 3rd, Dave Darlin. 4th is Tracy Hines. Seeing the run that Bell got there through turns 1 and 2, Abreu moves back to the top side through turns 1 and 2. He now closes on Christopher Bell through turns 3 and 4. Darlin 4th. Tracy Hines is 4th. Dave Darlin 3rd. 5th is Andrew Felker. 6th is Shane Golobic. Great move there by Christopher Bell. He'll see the white flag this time through turns 3 and 4. Your leader, Christopher Bell, has 1 more trip around, and he'll start on the pole of tonight's main event. Abreu 2nd, 3rd, Dave Darlin, 4th, Tracy Hines. Andrew Felker, your top 5, Shane Golobic. The 6 cars running on the track. Down the backstretch, through turns 3 and 4, running the high line. Car number 71 from Norman, Oklahoma will start on the pole of tonight's main event, Christopher Bell. 2nd goes to Rico Abreu, 3rd, Dave Darlin, 4th, Tracy Hines. Your top 5 with Andrew Felker. What a race in the pole dash. 6 laps, a 6-lap dash there. Your winner with a great move to the outside through turns 1 and 2 from Norman, Oklahoma, starts on the pole of tonight's main event, Christopher Bell. 6 laps to distance, just 2nd dash of the night. Newcastle, Indiana's Dalton Armstrong on the front. The outside, Noblesville, Indiana's Brian Clausen. Inside from Tucson, Arizona, 3-time Belleville Midget National Champion Jerry Coons Jr. To the outside from Riverside, California, defending USAC Honda National Midget Champion, the Hawk, Darren Hagan. 3rd row inside from Quinter, Kansas, C.J. Johnson. Riverside, California's Danny Stratton in the final row. Through turns 3 and 4, better start. We're green in tonight's B-Pole Dash. Armstrong to the low line. Clausen back to the top side through turns 1 and 2. Clausen, your leader down the backstretch. Here comes the Hawk soaring down the backstretch. Now through turns 3 and 4. Hawk on the move in car number 3. Coons looks back to the inside again. Car battle for the 2nd spot as Brian Clausen leads lap number 1. Clausen, Hagan, Coons. Look at Stratton. Danny Stratton's on the move as well. The high line. As C.J. Johnson looks at the inside of Danny Stratton for the 4th spot. Brian Clausen, your leader. Darren Hagan, 2nd. 3rd, Jerry Coons Jr. 4th is Dalton Armstrong. Dalton Armstrong to the inside. Now Danny Stratton goes side by side with C.J. Stratton is the car in car number 7. See that runs 6th right now. 4th is Dalton Armstrong, but those 3 cars battle right now. 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's the battle on the track. Johnson to the inside. Here comes the slide jump from C.J. 3 wide through turns 3. Stratton now takes the advantage for the 4th. Danny Stratton up the 4th. Armstrong back to the low line. Brian Clausen, your leader. This time by, we'll see the Side California, the Hawk, Darren Hagen, reel him in. Through turns 1 and 2, Clausen back to the cushion. Hagen there as well, Jerry Coons Jr. Through turns 3 and 4, starting 7th tonight in tonight's main event, and car number 9 from Noblesville, Indiana, two-time Belleville Midget National Champion, Brian Clausen. Your starting lineup again, Christopher Bell, Abreu, Darlin Hines, Felker, Golovic, Clausen, Hagen, Coon, Stratton, Johnson, Armstrong, Thorson, Stassa, Dom, Gerke, Gardner, Brewer, Hood, Murdoch, Boyer, Stassa, East, Pardo, your field for 40 laps, race fans. Here at Belleville, it's time to get dirty here at the High Banks. For 40 laps on the board, Christopher Bell, side by side through turns 3 and 4, we're green. To a great start, slides up to the top side, look to the inside, Tracy Hines, a 4-car battle now for the lead, no, a 3-car battle for second. Bell leads the field down the backstretch, through turns 3 and 4, Abreu on the top side, Tracy Hines up the third, skates up to the top side, single file now, Christopher Bell leads lap number 1. 39 remaining in tonight's main event, as Christopher Bell leads Rico Abreu, Tracy Hines third, fourth, is now Tracy Hines. Third is Dave Darlin. And a car's upside down the backstretch. Car over in turn 3, and the red flag is out. 13.9 laps remaining. Christopher Bell, your leader. Rico Abreu, second. Third, Dave Darlin. Fourth, Tracy Hines. Shane Golovic, your top 5. Through turns 3 and 4. Bell is on the hammer. We're green. Abreu got a great start, nose to tail with Christopher Bell. He looked to the inside there. Through turns 1 and 2 that time. Darlin comes to the bottom line, looks side by side with Rico Abreu down the backstretch. Darlin back up to the top side. Through turns 3 and 4. Christopher Bell, your leader, with 2 laps into the books. Abreu still second, real wide, down 1 and 2 there. As they all go down to hit them, what looks to be maybe starting to form some rubber through the middle of the track as the car's diamond down to the bottom and head back to the top through turns 3 and 4. 3 laps are in. Christopher Bell, Rico Abreu, Dave Darlin, Tracy Hines. Hines is 4th, Shane Golovic holding on to the 5th spot as Jerry Coons Jr. sits 6th right now, looking for 5th. Here comes Coons. To the inside goes Jerry, side by side for the 5th spot. Still Christopher Bell, second Rico Abreu, third Dave Darlin, fourth Tracy Hines, fifth now Jerry Coons Jr. Coons has made his way around Shane Golovic in car number 11. Back to the top goes Bell, Abreu, Christopher Bell stretching out his lead over Rico Abreu down the backstretch through turn 3. Layover flag displaying for Johnny Murdoch in car number 0. We stay green as Christopher Bell rails the top side through turns 1 and 2, tries to hold on to the car as he smacks the cushion, now heads down the backstretch. Bell, Abreu, Darlin, Tracy Hines, Jerry Coons Jr., your top 5, now 6th right now is Shane Golovic, 7th Darren Hagen, 8th Brian Clausen, 9th Andrew Felker, Tanner Thorson now running top 10. 7 laps in, 33 remain for Christopher Bell up front, and again, as Bell and Rico Abreu talked about at the beginning of the feature, it's going to be a factor of trying to hold on to your tire as Bell touches the wall, kisses the wall through turn 4. It's going to be a matter of who can hold on to that right rear tire as long as possible, as drivers are flat out on the wall here at the Belleville High Banks. Christopher Bell, Rico Abreu, Dave Darlin, Tracy Hines. The higher you get your right rear up into that cushion, the easier it is on that tire. And you see Bell and both Abreu, when they come out of turn number 4, get it as high as they can out of the black stuff out of turn 4. Abreu is slowly catching Christopher Bell down the backstretch. Around 6 car lengths now as we came out of turn number 2, so exits are better right now for Abreu as he slams the cushion through turns 3 and 4. It's closing down, with Bell working heavy lap traffic. Car slowing on the front stretch. Car slowing on the front stretch. It's one of the Armstrong cars. Car number 7C stopped on the front stretch. It's Danny Stratton. Danny Stratton and car number 7C from Riverside, California. We get a replacement for Caleb Armstrong for the Belleville Midget Nationals. With 10 laps in, 30 remain. Only his rookie season with the United States Auto Club. Rico Abreu. Second, Dave Darling looking for his third Belleville Midget National. Tracy Hines, Jerry Coons Jr., your top 5. Coons now cracks the top 5, getting around Shane Golobic a couple laps ago. Through turns 3 and 4. Bell is on the hammer. Abreu, they go side by side out of turn number 4. Green. Down the backstretch, Christopher Bell leads through turns 3 and 4. Darling up to the cushion again through turns 3 and 4. Fourth now, Tracy Hines. Jerry Coons Jr. is catching Tracy Hines for the 4th spot. Coons up to the cushion through turns 1 and 2. About 1 lane off of the cushion there. As they head down the backstretch, Coons had a good run on Tracy Hines that time. Brian Clausen now into 6. Brian Clausen on the move. He's up to 6. 2 cars on the restart for Brian Clausen. 12 laps in. Christopher Bell, Rico Abreu, Dave Darling kisses the wall through turns 1 and 2. Keeps it straight, and we head down the backstretch. Bell still leads the field, this time 13 laps into the books. Abreu, Darling, Tracy Hines, Jerry Coons Jr., Brian Clausen now up to 6th. Now Darling, Clausen, and Coons, all with Belleville Midget National Championships, into the top 6 now, as Darling tries to track down the youngsters up front, driving for Keith Coons. Car number 71 and car number 67, Rico Abreu. Hines kisses the wall through turns 1 and 2 again, getting really high up on the track on both ends. Bell stretching out that lead, though, out of turn number 4. Leads lap number 15. Single file the leaders. That's Christopher Bell lapping cars through the top side. Abreu there as well. Dave Darling 3rd. 4th, Tracy Hines. 5th, Jerry Coons Jr. 6th, Brian Clausen. 7th, Tanner Thorson. 8th now, Zach Dahm. Zach Dahm from the back of the field all the way up to 8th, but an early bid in for Hard Charger thus far. Highest finishing Esslinger, again awarded $500, and Jerry Coons Jr. right now is the highest Esslinger with Brian Clausen right on his tail. Bell back to the cushion. 18 laps in. 2 more and we will hit cross flags in the air halfway home. Bell and Abreu setting a blistering pace up front over Dave Darling. Tracy Hines has now caught Dave Darling. Darling up to the top side. So does Tracy Hines. They go toe to tail. That's the battle on the track right now for the 3rd spot. Hines is going to try it. Hines looks to the inside. Side by side. Going to cross over. Slide job from Tracy Hines. Tracy Hines is up to 3rd. Great move by Tracy Hines. Maybe he's flipped the switch now, trying to save his tires. He's going harder. He's up now. He's going to try to set his sights on the leaders. Halfway home. Abreu drives it in hard through 1 that time. Kisses the wall again. Jerry Coons Jr. off the pace. Jerry Coons Jr. car number 63, We Stay Green. Tough break for Jerry Coons Jr. He was running 5th right now. That surrenders the 5th spot to Brian Clausen. Leaders down the backstretch. Christopher Bell, Rico Abreu. Now out of turn 3 comes Tracy Hines. So straightaway lead for your 2 Keith Coons Motorsports cars up front. Up to 4th is Dave Garland. 5th is Brian Clausen and Tanner Thorson. All the way up to 6th in car number 67. So can Keith Coons put 3 top 5s this evening? Christopher Bell leading. Battle for the lead. Here comes Abreu. Slide job from Rico Abreu. Abreu now your leader out of turn at number 2. What a move by Rico Abreu. As Bell battles back to the inside, side by side with Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu leads at the line. What a move by Rico Abreu. Car number 67K comes up, smacks the cushion through turns 1 and 2. Now Bell drops back to the second pot. He plays. Bell's going to have to chase Rico down, but Rico looking absolutely dominant right now in car number 67K. Lap car in front of him. Lap car in front of Rico Abreu. Abreu has to decide what he's going to do. 7 car slides up. Abreu around the outside. Bell there as well. Tracy Hines 3rd. Up to 4th goes Tanner Thorson. Look at Tanner Thorson. He's up to 4th. We could have a Keith Coons Motorsports top 3. Rico Abreu, your leader. Christopher Bell 2nd. Side job from Christopher Bell in the lap car. Bell is there. He's in striking distance of Rico Abreu, but Abreu drives away down the backstretch. Still 13 laps remaining this time by when we cross the line. What a battle up front between the Keith Coons Motorsports cars. Lap car in front of Bell. He has to go to the inside. Bell's going to try to lose. He's going to lose as much momentum as he can there through turns 1 and 2, but he's going to clear the lap car and actually closes on Abreu down the backstretch. Abreu, Bell, Hines, Thorson up to 4th. Tanner Thorson on the move. Maybe the youngster's best finish in car number 67. Hines battling with Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson's going to throw his hat in the mix for a podium this evening to try to make it a Keith Coons Motorsports top 3. Battle again. Abreu. Bell. Abreu slides across the nose of a lap car. Bell now clears the lap car as Rico Abreu leads. 29 laps into the books. Battle for the 3rd spot. Tanner Thorson has 3rd. Tanner Thorson up to 3rd, and another battle again. Abreu clearing lap cars as Bell has 2 cars separating him and Rico Abreu for the lead. Tanner Thorson up to 3rd. Hines back to the outside, battling with the youngster, Tanner Thorson. Slide job from Tanner Thorson. Going to try to take 2 cars there as the Armstrong car right in front of Tracy Hines. Battle for the 3rd spot down the backstretch. Abreu still working through lap traffic. Bell there as well has 2 cars separating him. Bell has to go to the top line. So does Abreu. Velcro right through the middle of the track. Bell has to decide what he's going to do. Gets as much momentum, looks to the inside, trying to clear 2 lap cars. 2 for the price of 1 for Christopher Bell. He's now within striking distance. Tanner Thorson has cleared Tracy Hines. He's into the mix now as he heads to the top side. Abreu, Bell down the backstretch. Still nose to tail now as Bell still closing in on Rico Abreu. Through turns 1 and 2. Bell really catching Abreu as he gets a good run to the top side. Lap cars in front of Abreu. What's Bell going to do? What's Abreu going to do? Great run up front. Bell back to the top side. Abreu's going to go right through the middle of the track. Here comes Christopher Bell. Huge run for the Norman, Oklahoma native. Slide job from Christopher Bell. Bid for the lead. Side by side with the lap car. Christopher Bell retains the lead on lap 34. What a race these 2 youngsters putting on up front. They go side by side again through turns 3 and 4. 5 laps to go. Who will win their first Belleville Midget Nationals as Tanner Thorson sits third right now. 3 youngsters up front for Keith Kunz Motorsports. Abreu back to the tail of Christopher Bell, playing cat and mouse right now. Abreu looks to the inside, side by side again, 4 laps remaining. Bell slides the lap car of Cody Brewer, now goes to the top side. Abreu's going to have more momentum this time, down the backstretch. This time by, we'll see 3 laps remaining. Abreu closest to the tail of Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, Rico Abreu, 3 more trips around the high banks as these 2 youngsters going nose to tail, battling wire to wire for the Belleville Midget Nationals. Nose to tail, Abreu's going to push them through turns 3 and 4. This time, 2 laps remaining. The 2 youngsters battling out up front. The crowd standing, saluting everyone here tonight, especially these 2 up front, Christopher Bell and Rico Abreu. 2 laps remaining. We'll see the white flag this time by. Everyone trying to hold on to tires up front. Tanner Thorson now sits third right now. Rico Abreu second. Christopher Bell, your leader. Tracy Hines fourth. Brian Clausen fifth. The white flag waves for Christopher Bell. To the top side goes Bell. Abreu's going to try as much as he can to try to catch Bell. Abreu gets a good run down the backstretch. We're going to decide it one final time through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Rico Abreu side by side. Christopher Bell's going to pull away. Christopher Bell wins the Belleville Midget Nationals. Second goes to Rico Abreu. Third, Tanner Thorson. 1, 2, 3, Keith Kunz Motorsports. 4th, Tracy Hines. 5th, Brian Clausen. 6th, Zach Dahm. 7th, Dave Darlin. 8th, Bobby East. 9th, Darren Hagan. Your top 10 goes to Cody Brewer. What a show up front, everyone. How about a round of applause for all your drivers up front? Rico Abreu, Tanner Thorson, and Christopher Bell, your winner, putting on
the Belleville High Banks have lived up to their reputation as the fastest and raciest place in the country. And Christopher Bell would agree as he drives to victory lane, the youngster from Oklahoma.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Hope you've enjoyed that racing from Belleville for the 36th running of the Midget Nationals. Roger, that was fantastic racing.
That was great racing, but before we get into that great racing, I want to talk about the track record I set there in '81. I know that somebody watches this show all the time, and they were there when I set that record. So I don't want to mislead anybody. The throttle stuck on that car, and it took me a lap to get it shut off. I normally would never drive that fast anywhere. Well, once in a while on I-70, but that's what really happened.
Well, and that's funny you'd bring that up, because the only reason that I lost the track record was my throttle stuck in the about half open. And if I could have got the other out of it, you'd have never been in position to break my track record.
You'd have just spun out. That's all you would have just spun.
Doug Wolfgang wouldn't have even broke my record if it hadn't been for that, even though he was running a sprint car.
Well, you can't tell the truth at this show at all.
No, you can't. You can't.
Well, let's get to the Nationals.
All right.
It was
so
an
the Nationals,
excellent race.
It was good racing. Christopher Bell took the lead early, and he held the lead, got caught in lap traffic, and Rico Abreu got around him and looked like he was going to pull away. But sure enough, as you come down late in the race, 6-7 laps to go, then Rico got caught pinned in behind some lap traffic, and Christopher Bell got back and won it. And you know, that's obviously a very good team, because the Agaginian, let's see, there's 3 owners on that, Kuntz, Curb, and Agaginian, that own those 3 cars, and they wound up first, second, and third.
Yep, I knew that.
So you can't get any better than that for their team.
No, and you know, at Belleville, that's about the only way you're going to pass somebody is when you get in traffic. Otherwise, it's just flat out. Everybody's running the same line, and unless you can get a shot at somebody primarily going into turn 1 and drift up in front of them, you're not going to pass there.
But yeah, you're not going to get the old slide job and go around them there, because the momentum, you're at the top of the track and you're just wide open.
Yeah.
And, you know, congratulations to Christopher Bell, because first time on the racetrack, and he's out of Oklahoma, and I see he's leading the points in their series.
Yeah, that's true. And there was, the thing about Belleville, it is such a fast track. There was a flip there, you know.
Yeah, second lap.
Yeah, and person got out of that uninjured, and that is the That's kind of an amazing deal at Belleville because you can get hurt.
Yeah,
We've
you
seen
can.
some guys go off that, flying off the track and end up in the hospital for
and you get the car
30
rolling
days.
up there, it will roll quite a while.
That's particularly a midget.
Yeah, especially the midget. They don't have the wings on them to kind of insulate any of that. And you know, Roger, this is our last show of the season.
No, say it ain't so.
No, I can't say that.
Well, it just seemed like yesterday we were talking to Jerry Mathers.
Well, not on this show we weren't. We were
Is that a
talking to
different
Jerry
show?
Mathers on Hey, Whatever Happened To. That's the one we talked to Jerry Mathers. You did the segment
The
with
point I'm
Hugh
talking
Beaumont.
about is that it just seemed like we did Jerry Mathers the other day.
This moment of silence has been brought to you by Lundine's Funeral Home in beautiful Chapman. Now we'll go back to the show that we're working on here. Now with the Grassroots Racing Show, you know, we sent Mike Kraft out to. We started the season with Dave Marcus. Dave came through here, was on his way deer hunting, and Dave stopped by and been here a couple of times. Former NASCAR great.
Wears wingtip shoes.
Wingtip shoes, had his Goodyear hat on, had the whole bit. And we did the segment with him. We sent Mike Kraft down to Speed Week in Florida at East Bay Raceway in Florida. And then we had Mike at Humboldt. We had him up at Lakeside.
US 36,
Yep,
Atchison, Thunderhill, Springfield,
Valley Speedway, Monette, and Double X Speedway, Caney Valley, and of course we had him up here at Belleville.
Fortunately, he was able to drive to all those places.
Yes, he was.
Didn't
and
have
boy,
to
we kept
walk
him
or
busy.
anything.
We kept him busy, and I hope you've enjoyed the show this year. But if you want to see any of the shows that we've done, you can go back and check out. Hey, Whatever Happened To? No, you wouldn't be able to on this one. It's grassrootsracing.org. If you want to check out any of the segments on our other show, it's heywhateverhappenedto.org. And we did some really good shows on both of those. Had a good time with the interviews on that. We really had a good time with the racing, the Grassroots Racing Show. And so you won't be without racing. You can go to the website, check them out. But I hope you've enjoyed this season of Grassroots Racing.
See you next
I'm Doug
year.
Thompson, co-host Roger Thompson. See you next year.